Mack. I said right in your neighborhood, right on your street. So now, is this more of the cause you were saying about the shooting the other day on Carolina Avenue? About it's because of poor water and asthma.
I mean, there's a lot of systemic issues that lead to it. This is a community that is still fighting for quality education. Just this week, we had a principal resign. There are many systemic issues that are not just about the guns that are on the street, but are about families who want access to housing, who don't have hope, who want access to jobs. And
isn't this about criminals?
This is not about criminals.
This is not about criminals. Like the shooting the other night's not about criminals?
Criminals don't just appear out of nowhere. They come from systemic problems.
Right. But in order to solve it for the residents, shouldn't the city have the gang database reinstated?
I don't believe so. I think we need to invest more into the communities.
But what would be the harm in knowing who some of the criminals are in the community?
What would be the harm in preventing someone from a life of gang activity by giving them access to affordable housing, quality jobs, wages, and hope?
Now, you know someone was shot and killed in Oneyville last night.
I do know that.
So we had 8 people shot on Thursday night, a fatality last night, and 2 people shot here. Don't you think this is a time for something automatic to be done?
Yeah, and I think this...
What you're talking about, that's more of society adjusting things.
I think affordable housing and investment in affordable housing can be automatic. There have been people who've been fighting for it, like myself, at the State House this year.
I mean, this is your neighborhood, Camp Street.
Yes.
Now, but right now, what is your reaction? And again, folks, with us is Senator Tiara Mack. Right now, Tiara. Yes. Pronounce it one more time.
Tiara,
I thought so. Providence is right now the largest outdoor shooting range in the state.
Yes, it's unfortunate.
So why not more effective, aggressive policing?
Because that won't solve the reasons why there are people on the streets to begin with.
Right, but it'll make people safer.
It didn't prevent the shootings, the 11 shootings that happened in the last 3 days. The police have not prevented those 11 shootings of young people and family members who've been shot in the last few days.
No, you have talked about abolish the police. Do you still feel that way?
I think we need to rethink the supports that our communities need in order to survive. We have folks out here who felt like they had no other option beside to fight for whatever it was. They don't have access to quality education. They don't have access to affordable housing. They're being pushed out of neighborhoods that their grandparents and their parents have lived in for generations. I think it's an issue of feeling hopeless, and that sometimes comes out in the violence that we see here. But I think it is more violent to tell people that they don't deserve housing, that they don't deserve a living wage, and that they don't deserve high-paying jobs.
What about just following the law? Not everyone's a criminal. There are poor people that don't resort to that. Do you just accept the fact that there's sometimes amongst us, everywhere in the world, there are criminals?
No, I don't think people are inherently bad, and I think that is a very scary way to live the world, thinking that there are inherently criminals around us. I believe in the good of all people, and if we can invest more resources into the people around us and build communities that are safe and fruitful for everyone, then we can have a much safer society for everyone.
Right. That's more theory. I mean, how do you think the people here or the people on Carolina, how do you think they would feel if you said, let's get rid of the police and bring in the social workers?
Well, I haven't asked that question yet, so.
Okay. Now, you're very firm in your belief. You just feel right now, with all the shootings that are going on, that you still feel abolish and defund the police. Those are your convictions.
I think we need to invest in communities, and I think that's the most pressing issue right now.
But let me ask you this. As an elected representative, when you preach to children, defund and abolish the police, and then when there's a crime and they don't cooperate, don't you feel some responsibility that you have led to the criminal activity because people aren't cooperating with police?
I don't believe that is a cause and effect that has happened.
You don't think that when you say abolish, defund the police, that doesn't have an effect on children?
No, I do not. I believe. Nope.
So you know, are you
that I'm more than happy to have with you, but
okay.
Not right now when my community is hurting.
I know.
When there was a shooting right down the street from my home. And it's a conversation I'm more than happy to have with you at a later time. It's much broader than something that we can have in 2 minutes. And I appreciate you coming out here to take coverage of this unfortunate event that's happened. But I think the focus needs to be on the families that are hurting in the community and not on larger conversations that we can have at a different time.
Okay. And just, Senator, one more thing. Nope. That's it? Okay. All right. I give you credit. Thank you. Folks, again.